Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrew Mangeris, and I'd like to welcome you to the Wednesday webinar. I'll be your host this evening on the webinar, and we have a special guest this evening on our webinar. We have our founder and chairman, Mr. Kirk Hansen, and at the end of the webinar, we're going to go ahead and have him give us a few comments. So make sure that you stay on the call or stay on the webinar all the way till the end, maybe even message a few people to make sure they get on, because we've got some great announcements that we want to release here at the end of the webinar. So again, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. we host this webinar, and tonight we're going to talk about some products. But first, let me go through the disclaimer here and share with you what the FDA disclaimer is right here. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition. And of course, this disclaimer, this presentation is for educational purposes only. So with that, let's go in. What I did this week is I went to customer service and I says, what are the most frequently asked questions that you have about the products? I want to do a webinar specifically for the most frequently asked questions. That way you guys can go back and you can review these questions and you can look at them, and they can be a resource for you and to help explain some of the things that happen on that. On the products. So first, let's start off with our nitro products. And this is one of the most frequent questions that we get about nitro. They say, what is the difference between effects and extreme? We have nitro effects. We carry both of these products. They're both about the same size. Nitro extreme costs a little bit more. But I put down here in the middle some of the differences between nitro extreme and nitro effects. You get almost 3 times as much noni in your nitro extreme. You also get vitamin B1, your thiamine. You also get vitamin B3, niacin, as well as some minerals. You get magnesium, zinc, and chromium, and CoQ10, which is a potent antioxidant. Now, all these are only in extreme. In nitro effects, it's only noni that we have in there. And so you may ask, well, then if extreme is so potent, why do you even carry effects? I think one of the reasons is because of the taste. A lot of people are able to take the effects, but those who really want the potency of nitro will take the extreme, because these vitamins and minerals support nitric oxide production in the body. As a matter of fact, if you ask Dr. Burke on our scientific advisory board, he says, you know, it's like adding the fuel to that fire. It's like a turbocharger. So he says, I would take nitro extreme every time possible. And then, of course, along with that, people say, well, which one's best? Well, we put more noni in there and we put the other ingredients in the extreme. So I recommend, if you want the most potent product, take the nitro extreme. Next, we talk about sunrise. Many people will ask, how many sunrise can I take in a day? I take the pouches. Sometimes people will use some of the bottles and they'll pour in an ounce or 2 of that. Can I take more than 1 pouch a day? Absolutely. These are water-soluble ingredients that you have in sunrise. And so your body will utilize what it needs and discard the rest of it. So can you take more? Absolutely. Take 2, take 3. I usually take 2 a day. Sometimes I'll take 3 if I know I'm going to have a little extra stress that day and I want to have some extra antioxidant protection. But it is safe to take more than 1 a day. So feel free to use more than 1 a day. And can you take it later on in the day? You know, we recommend you take it in the morning, of course, and that's why we call it sunrise. But absolutely, if it's in the afternoon and you want another little boost and you need some more of the nutrients in there from sunrise, absolutely take it in the afternoon again. This question comes up frequently. People often say, and I hear a lot of our leaders say this, they'll say, oh, our products are FDA approved. And FDA approved is a misnomer, because when you deal with nutritional supplements or dietary supplements, the FDA doesn't actually approve any nutritional supplements or dietary supplements. And so people will often use that, and we want to make sure that people use the correct terms. FDA will inspect our facilities. Our Sunset facility that where we have our Sunset made is actually a pharmaceutical facility. And so the FDA does inspect that and does certify it that it meets the criteria as a pharmaceutical grade product. there is a episode of Kyani Wellness, episode 18 on our YouTube channel. If you want to get into some of those certifications of our manufacturers as well as our products, review that episode. Episode 18 talks about those certifications, and it talks a little bit about being FDA approved and what technically that means. So the products don't get FDA approved, but they are listed as on the GRAS, generally regarded as safe. And they're produced in GMP facilities, and some of them even in pharmaceutical facilities. Okay, next, are Kyani products and ingredients sustainable? Many people will ask if the wild Alaskan salmon or wild Alaskan fish that we use in our sunset, is that sustainable? Are we depleting the wild sources of fish? And we only use sources that are sustainable. And that's one of the reasons why we use a wild Alaskan salmon and a wild Alaskan fish. And we absolutely will not use any ingredient that is not sustainable. Many people will talk about, we use some of the palm oil for the beta carotene. And where does that come from? Is that from a sustainable source? Absolutely. Many people talk about the wild blueberries that we use. Are those sustainable? Absolutely. Many people don't realize how much land is up north there in Alaska. If you divided Alaska in half, Texas would then become the third largest state in the United States. That's how much land there is up there. And we haven't even begun to tap into how much we have up there and what we're able to use. So absolutely, we use our sustainable ingredients. Next, a lot of people will ask about sunset. We recommend that you take it in the evening. And a lot of people will notice that they sleep so much better when they take their sunset in the evening. And they say, what ingredient in there is causing people to have sleepiness in sunset? Are they putting melatonin? Do you guys have melatonin in it? Nope, we don't have melatonin in there, and we don't have ingredients that cause sleepiness. But I will say that some of those ingredients in there, omegas as well as the vitamin Ds, particularly vitamin D, help people to sleep better because it is a precursor to some of the hormones that your body produces naturally in order to sleep better. And so that's one of the reasons why people will sleep better in the evening times. Okay, another question that frequently comes up, that people will look at the sunset label and they see palm oil on the back and they say, well, I thought the vitamin E comes from annatto. It absolutely does. In our US formula, annatto is the source of the tocotrienols is from annatto. Now there's palm oil in there, and that's as a carrier for our beta carotene. And so beta carotene, which is a fat soluble nutrient, which becomes vitamin A, as many of you know, it's in there as a source from the beta carotene, or as a carrier for the beta carotene. That's why you'll see it on the label. And like I mentioned earlier, and that is a sustainable source on that palm oil. Do we test for heavy metals and radiation? A lot of people will talk about have a concern about the fish and the omegas and where they come from. And absolutely, we test. We have IFOS certification on our sunset. We test for heavy metals to make sure there are no heavy metals in there and there's no possible radiation at all. So we test every single batch to make sure it's as pure as possible. And a lot of times people will come back to issues that they had when they heard about the leakage there in Japan with radiation and it coming over into Alaska. So absolutely pure. We test it. Also refer to episode 18 on some of the other certifications that we have and testing that we do on our products. Phenomenal. Next, this question often comes up, and this one's kind of a tricky one to answer. Does Kyani cure X? You name it, whatever it is, put it in there. Will it cure my this, that, or the other? And a lot of people will probably ask you as leaders about this and say, will it cure my X, Y, or Z? And what we do is we come back to what the FDA has as a disclaimer here. These statements haven't been evaluated by the FDA. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure or prevent any disease or condition. What we do is we provide nutrients for the body, and the body will heal itself. And we just provide the tools that are necessary for the body to be able to do that. And that's what makes it so powerful is because when you don't have those nutrients that your body needs, your body cannot function properly. Our bodies are amazing, and they're amazing at being able to heal itself and take care of itself, but it has to have the proper nutrients in order to do that. And that's what we do. We provide those nutrients for the body. Okay, so what I'd like to do now is I'd like to bring on our chairman and founder, Mr. Kirk Hansen, and let him give a quick announcement and say a few words this evening for everybody. Kirk, are you there?
I absolutely am. Can you hear me okay, Andrew?
Yep, I can hear you great.
Excellent. Well, I am excited to participate, and I did not know all the topics, and so it was fun to see what questions are coming into customer service and see you answer them so well. It's important for us to focus on having high quality products. It's one of our calling cards, if you will. I think throughout the industry and throughout the world, those who know us can count on the quality of our products and the science that we have behind our products. And I'm excited to always learn more. And I might be a little bit more aggressive, I guess. I take a lot more than 2 or 3 ounces of Sunrise a day, and I definitely take it throughout the day. And so I take a couple ounces first thing in the morning when I can still barely see out of my tired eyes. And then just throughout the day, I grab a pouch and take it, and frequently even in the evening. But I love it. It just makes me feel great. But on to the announcements. Andrew did a great job answering those questions. A few things I wanted to talk about, again, related to products, is the quality of our products, the efficacy of our products. And we are so excited to be able to share with everyone the focus that we have on our product line and the potential expansion of our product line at the Salt Lake City event. And so my message is not going to get into details of what we are going to talk about, but it's certainly going to be about the Salt Lake City International Leadership Event. This is a critical time for you to decide to go. You can still purchase tickets at reasonable rates, and we have done everything we can to make this affordable. We have blocked great value hotels. We have implemented the convention cash countdown. And I have said this many times over the last few weeks, but the convention cash countdown, in essence, was our very best effort to invest in you, because we truly look at each one of you as our business partner, and we know that the very most important decision you can make is to come to this event. We know that people who attend our events earn 53% more than those who do not. We know that they achieve higher ranks. We know that they maintain ranks. Not only is it earnings, it's the number of people they're impacting. So coming to these events, it's always important, but there has never been one any more important than the Salt Lake City because of the focus that we have had on our product line. And as those of you who've been in the company for a long time, you know, the very best value on our products is always found at the events. And on top of that, you get to be trained by the very most knowledgeable people, not only Andrew Mangeris, who is our vice president of products, but also the doctors, the scientific advisory board, experts in the field. Everyone that comes is going to be able to shed light on our product line in a very, very insightful way and help you understand how you're going to use our products to build a stronger business, to have better health, to certainly achieve the mission of Kyani, to bring hope, the promise of a better life through wellness, obviously the products, and opportunity, your opportunity to go out and build a strong business. So the convention cash countdown, we were paying out a significant amount already to go out and build your business, to do those activities that help you build your business. But then we decided to double that bonus when you come to convention. And there are already hundreds of people who have earned the convention cash countdown, and there are hundreds more that are just a few points away. But we have seen people that have joined the company, and within a week or 10 days, they have received the 75 points. So it doesn't matter where you are, how many points you have, go for that. And the beautiful thing is, as you go for it, your business will strengthen. But most likely you would be able to earn the $500 now and then have that doubled when you come to convention. So there is no downside to coming to this convention. You're going to be able to celebrate. You're going to be able to learn from experts, be with your team. The edification of just simply being there is great. Now, I love convention. If there was any part of it I didn't like, then we would work to change that. But we have the road rally, which is phenomenal. We have Sapphire training. We have that recognition gala, which is going to be, it's the first ever. And I'm so excited about it because it's also going to be where we pay the special tribute to the Caring Hands initiatives that we have done and are in the process of doing. It's just a phenomenal time to come together and really build your business. And this is something that is not unique to this company or to this industry. I have been going to global conventions with all of my petroleum suppliers ever since I was a young man. My parents have gone. It is critical that you go and learn firsthand, that you hear the announcements, that you get to know your upline, your downline. You hear things that you aren't going to hear anywhere else. You feel things, and it's the culmination of all of this that transforms your business. And on top of that, we have a phenomenal keynote speaker, Darren Hardy, but that is going to go and just help you learn even more to be a better person, a better business person, and just much more effective. Again, I've been going to conventions my entire life, inside this industry of Kyani, as well as in the petroleum business. And I think they're absolutely critical to our development and to our success. And I wish I could tell you more about the announcements that we have, but I will tell you that we have had about 5 4-hour meetings with the cabinet and all the department heads, just trying to decide when to announce what. And the biggest challenge we've had leading into this is finding enough time in our general sessions to make all of the announcements and then be able to do the in-depth training that you're going to need to have to be able to really maximize the benefits. It is an incredible time, and you see right there, I guess that's our little tease about some of the great announcements that we have, but it is coming up very quickly. Now's the time to make that decision. Now's the time to finish getting your points to the convention cash countdown so that you can have a lot and the majority or even more of your cost of going to the convention covered by going out and winning and earning the convention cash countdown. So I look forward to seeing you there. It is going to be a tremendous experience. And I'm just looking at my calendar real fast. We are 63 days from the convention. And you have until the end of March to earn the convention cash countdown. That is plenty of time. Go out, make your decision right now to go. I would recommend that you also come to the gala. I think it's going to be the cherry on top of an incredibly powerful convention week. So again, thank you for letting me be on the call. Andrew, I'm going to turn the time back over to you. I appreciate you inviting me for this Wednesday webinar.
Thank you, Kirk. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to have you on the call. I love your excitement, love your enthusiasm. And I love the fact of, taking that sunrise all in the morning, bright and early. And a lot of times it's with those texts coming in at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I can vouch for that because I do see that. So I know it is bright and early in the morning. And also, you guys heard it here. He teased a little bit about what's going to happen at convention. We've got some exciting announcements. We are announcing a lot of great things, and you guys do not want to miss it. It will be the most memorable convention in Kyani history. Tickets go up on Friday, so make sure that you purchase your tickets tomorrow. That would be Thursday tomorrow before the prices go up. And as Kirk said, include the gala. Thank you guys for joining us. Again, next week we will have another Wednesday webinar. Appreciate it. Again, my name is Andrew Mangeris. I live and love Kiani. Thank you.